And we are recording. Wait, what's up, Amanda? And good
Hi.
morning, Claire.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon
Good
over
afternoon.
here.
It's
Good
yes,
afternoon,
like I
Claire.
said, we have a group. I'm very excited about today's guest. We have Claire McCarthy-Booth from the United Kingdom, and so happy when Claire said she'd do this. Didn't even have to twist her arm. So Claire is a StrongFirst team leader, elite instructor, and the country leader for Great Britain StrongFirst. Claire started a very successful bodybuilding career in 1997 and has won over 20 titles, including Miss Great Britain, Miss UK, Miss Wales, and Miss International. She has also competed at the international level, placing third in the world. Claire teaches her clients about proper exercise and nutrition, giving them the skills to make decisions to achieve their goals. Her approach to training and nutrition is tailored to the individual. The workouts are simply but highly effective, and she takes the same no-nonsense approach with her nutrition. She has many qualifications. Like I said, StrongFirst team leaders. She's elite, which means she's a SFB instructor, bodyweight, SFL, that's barbell. She's a kinetic therapist, flexible steel instructor, among many other things. I have so much admiration for Claire's style of training and love to see her posts on social media. She's an awesome example of how a woman can train for strength and have an amazing physique without beating herself up with endless cardio or trashy interval sessions. So welcome, Claire. We're very excited to have you today.
Thank you so much. And it's really nice of you to invite me. So, yeah, I'm really happy to actually meet you guys
Yeah.
at last, albeit
Yes.
virtually.
Yeah. Yes, at long last. Well, we hope to get over to your side of the pond one of these days and do one of your certifications. So
Oh, that would be awesome. I'm hoping that we will be getting some certifications going on very soon.
yeah, yes, for sure. So tell us how you've adapted to the COVID-19 pandemic. What are you doing and adapting?
Yeah, because my studio is at home, so literally I just walk across the garden and I'm into my studio. And obviously my students can't come here now, so luckily a lot of them transferred to online training, which has been really successful. And obviously some people haven't been able to come to me, so I'm actually running workshops and they've actually been a real success. So I'm running workshops at weekend. I only have 6 people on them. So they're getting quite individual coaching as well. So had really good feedback off those and had some great success ones on Get Up, the Swing, and this morning I did Cleaning Up the Cleans. So yeah, going really well.
Awesome. Excellent. I actually want to show a picture. I've learned a new Zoom skill.
Okay.
And you posted a picture of your setup when you do these. And so
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to share that. And there we go.
Oh, cool, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
have you noticed coffee? There will always be coffee.
Always coffee. Yeah. And the French press, you can't beat that. So
Oh, yeah.
That's a great setup.
Thank you.
yes, awesome setup. So you did talk about when we were talking a little early, before we began recording, that you had the COVID-19 virus, coronavirus.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we'd actually been at an event at one particular weekend, and I had a message saying that there'd been a potential COVID-19 person there who'd fallen ill with it. So immediately I self-isolated, even cancelled my hair appointment, hence dark roots. So I haven't had my hair done in about 12 weeks. So we self-isolated, and I started to feel just off, and I started vomiting. I woke up in the night and was really vomiting, kept getting waves of a high temperature, didn't correlate that it was potentially this. And then my husband started getting really ill, painful joints, a cough, but he couldn't get warm. And so everybody had said it's the temperature and the cough, but his cough didn't really come for 10 days, but he could not get warm. And then he ended up being in hospital because of his breathing. They didn't keep him in too long, but they gave him oxygen, but his electrolyte levels up as well, because he just wouldn't eat. He was struggling getting fluids down, but they wouldn't test. So and then my dad started being ill, because my dad, due to ill health state, lives with us. So I was obviously very worried about him getting it. So he then starts, so I take him in, and he ended up with pneumonia. So he was in hospital on oxygen for 7 days in isolation. And I think the scary thing is, it's like I took him in, and you literally wheel him into A&E, and you just hand him over and you go. And it's just like, I didn't have any idea where he was till 1 o'clock the next day. And I was like, oh my God, at this point, is he still alive? I had no idea. And it was, it's okay laughing about it now, but at the time it was like, it was really, really panicky. But I've got to say, our National Health Service, the service they provided was excellent. And once I located him, they really kept me informed and everything. So it was really, really good. But I think from my perspective, the hardest thing is, even though I had a very mild dose, is the breathing. I cannot do powerful swings at the moment. 32 kilo single arm swings is not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, have you guys managed to stay free of the COVID?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm feeling good now, and my strength hasn't gone, so I'm happy.
I saw you doing some deadlifts, and you don't look like you've lost any strength.
No, my strength has actually stayed really, really well. And I'm weighing about 59, 60 kilos, which is 134 pounds, 32 pounds, something like that. I'm not very good at the conversion. And I'm feeling reasonably strong. I want to try a 1 RM out in probably another 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So see where we are.
Excellent.
Wow. So were you working towards anything, Claire, before this hit? Were you planning anything?
I wanted to make a comeback to seeing if I could get on stage one more time in a bodybuilding show. One last time in my 40s, and go, okay, I'm 48. Let's see if we can still do it. And obviously there's no shows going ahead. So I'm just going to try and keep my body fat lower than I would normally. And I wanted to go and get Sinister as well before I'm 50. And obviously my Sinister training is probably, I'm literally back where I was 14 months ago. Of the breathing, the get-up's not a problem. It's the getting back onto the swings again. But it will get there. Be patient, and it'll come.
Oh yeah, you'll get it.
Yeah, and you look very ripped, so I would say
thank you.
Look great. That I wanted to ask you real quick, the venue where you have the StrongFirst events.
The Lillishall, Hogwarts, the School of Strength. As Jason Marshall christened it. It's a former, it's actually now the British, the English Institute of Sport, is it? I think. Yeah, I think it's so Team GB, there's gymnastics and trampolining there. So it's one of our athletics places that they cater for all the athletes. So the food, we have full catering there, and all the catering is very good food. So everything is on site, and I think it just builds that real good team spirit, because everybody's living together for a weekend. You're in a completely different world. It's the outside world does not exist. It is just StrongFirst for the weekend, and I think it has that team spirit, and that I think the people that they meet on these events tend to be friends for life after that, because I think they've been through everything together. They eat together, they the working out together. We have the event there in the evening in the old part of the house as well. And, you know, the rooms, the dormitories are really nicely kept, very clean. And you've got great grounds to walk through as well. So, yeah, it's very unique. And we were so very, very lucky to actually find it.
Yeah, I want to come to one there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, it would be so cool. Yeah, and there is actually gyms on site, and the prison service use it for training their officers there as well. And they've got archery. There's the archery there as well. So I really want to have a go on the trampolines, but I don't think they'll let me.
You can sneak in. That's how Amanda and I met, was at the Dome at the big in 2015. We were on the same team.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And I think you do, don't you? The people that you work with on the sort of like on the SFG one, I think the for me it was the RKC one in 2008 or 2009. But I think it was such a life-changing experience of, wow, it was amazing. I was awful. I was shocking. Everything, all kettlebells, but I absolutely loved it. And I think I did mine in Copenhagen, which was an amazing experience. And then I did my RKC2 in San Jose, came over to the States to do it. So, and that would be 2010, which is where I met Jason Marshall.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Jason was my first team leader at the StrongFirst, the first one in Houston.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, he's awesome. He came over here and taught the last SFL we had, and it was amazing. He was brilliant. It's always a pleasure to work with Jason as well.
Yeah.
So
I assisted at a SFL in Portland, Oregon, and he was there. Doc Hartle was the master instructor, but Jason was sort of, I think he was getting signed off to then be able to lead the SFL, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great weekend.
I was out with Doc in at the SFL France last year, and we spent some time in Paris. That was lovely. So, and it was great to spend time with Doc, of course. So yes, we were at a great venue with Alexei. So yeah, great time.
See, it's this huge world, but we all manage to get together, and our world is kind of small, really, and that's what I think is so great about it.
Absolutely, and I think it will be very interesting to see how the COVID-19 what impact it is going to have on air travel and things like that, because it's just so easy to travel. I was going to be working as leading a team as a senior in Korea, and that got cancelled, and I was supposed to be in Italy as well, and that got cancelled. So yeah, and I was supposed to be coming over to Denver later this year, and that doesn't look like that's going to be happening now as well. So it's changed so much.
It's going to be very interesting. It may be a number of years before we're really back to the way things were, and who knows if we really want things to be exactly the way things were. I don't know.
I think so. It was like today I went out walking, and it's just as, and I live very rural anyway where we are. It's a very farming area, but even here the quietness, and you can hear more birds singing, and there's no traffic noise, and it's just, and the pollution levels have gone down, and I just think the damage that we've done to the planet, and we keep taking and we're not putting back. I'm hoping that this will make people take a look at what they do and the damage that we do. But I'm probably a little bit skeptical and think it won't take that long before we forget. And I think we go back to old habits and things like that. I mean, the oil prices and stuff like that, because we're not consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and where I am, it's very, we've got all wind farms. So, and my house is an eco house. So I've got all solar panels and everything, and we have a bio tank and things like that. So I try to be as eco-friendly as I possibly can. So yeah.
And that and the way that you post a lot about where you get your food too. You buy most of your food as local as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a great farm shop. So even all his foods are organic. They're pasture raised. I mean, literally, you drive in and everything. You see how well kept the animals are. He gets local produce in as much as he can as well. All the animals are fed quality organic feed as well if they need it. And I just think as well, what we do need to do is support our local businesses. And I think we just so heavily industrial farm everything and destroying some of the crop areas around here. They do spray them an awful lot. And I walking today, they're just spraying 3 or 4 fields, and it's just, it's going to be in the waterways. It's destroying all the small animals. We've got the skylarks nesting, and then they've just spray everything, and it's like, oh, well, that's not good. And I suppose I'm in an area that we can have all this sort of, we could do a lot more organic than what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I don't know about in the United Kingdom, but there's been some huge outbreaks of COVID-19 in our meat processing plants. So there's closing down some of these plants. It's bad because then they have to just destroy all the animals. They can't process the animals and the meat. But I mean, I have always bought my meat. I always buy like a half a cow from a local farmer.
Yeah.
And then because I have 2 grown sons home now, we are going through that. Unfortunately, I have a cousin who made some meat available, so I'm going to get another half a cow. But I wonder if this will lead to more local sourcing for all of us of our meat
I'm hoping so. And I think as well, people are enjoying more the family meal.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of they coming in, grabbing something out the fridge, put it in the microwave, and then sitting in front of the TV and mindless eating. I think people are starting to cook again and having the family meal. And actually, I don't know what they're trying to talk about in the day, because you've all probably been in the same house. Or where did you go today? Well, I sat in the bedroom, and then, hey, I went and sat in the living room. It's like, but no, and I think actually around here, people are getting out and about a lot more as well. But I'm hoping the family meal will come back again, and that people think about what they're eating rather than just mindless watching the TV. I think that's a valuable thing that people need to do.
It really is. My brother and sister-in-law live off grid, and they, slaughter all their own meat, and they grow all their food, and they have their chickens and milk, everything, cheese. And when I visit them and I'm eating with them, I'll usually go for up to 2 weeks. And the way I feel after being there it's significantly different than grocery store shopping food, and I'm really hoping to get to that lifestyle within 2021 with them.
I think with the food quality, I think I found it very different when I was in Denver. As much as I tried to eat really, really clean, and sort of like I didn't have any desserts and things like that, I still put weight on. And I was eating meat, and I was eating pretty keto. So I don't know whether the food sourcing and what the hormone treatment is slightly different to what we have. But I put, I think I was there a week, 10 pounds. Some of it would have been fluid from the flight. But I'm sat in the airport with Fabio, and I looked down and went, oh my God, my gut is sticking out. I was like, I've got this really big bloated belly. And I was like, oh my God, I got on the scales at home and I was like 10 pounds heavier. I'm like, it was not good.
Amanda and I have a word for that. See, we've done some traveling together, and in January she joined my husband and I in Hawaii.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, it was wonderful. But we discovered a pastry there called malasadas, which are, and I'm not a big donut eater at all, but there are a very special donut, I think from the Philippines.
Yeah.
And we had malasada bellies.
It was bad.
I might come out of keto for that.
Yeah, I'd come out of anything, and I will only eat them in Hawaii. Thank goodness I don't go, but once every couple years. So
Yeah, it was problematic, and we enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah.
Like they sound great.
So tell us about your keto. I know you do it for a specific reason, and you've had a lot of success. Can you talk about that, please? Because it's very interesting.
I suffered with migraines. I had them very. I had one when I was about 20. Then I didn't have one for years, and then in my 30s they started to get more frequent. And to the point as I've got older, they were occurring up to 6 times a month. And I mean, and one week, one specific bad week, I think I had 3 in a week, and it was like, oh my God. And they just, anybody that is a migraine sufferer, they will completely understand how debilitating they actually are. And I was actually watching, I was reading an article by Dominic D'Agostino, who specializes in keto, and really, really interesting guy. And I was following him. And it was something that he said that was about neurological disorders. And I'm thinking, well, migraines are a neurological disorder, and keto is being used for various neuro problems. And I'm like, oh. And then I read another article of his, and I thought, oh, this sounds really, really interesting. So I did plenty of research. I didn't just jump straight into it. I thought, if I'm going to do this, let's do it properly, because you get a lot of people going, the keto diet is very, very dangerous. And I think they get the misunderstood, the ketoacidosis, which is what type 1 diabetics get, which it can lead to coma and death. So yes, but I'm not a type 1 diabetic, so I'm not going to get ketoacidosis. So I studied it, started it, and literally it was night and day. It was so different. I've always been quite low carb, but never keto, because I have way too much protein. And my energy levels went through the roof. I don't know if you get that afternoon slump. Do you get that 2 o'clock in the afternoon? You're like,
yeah,
I just need sleep. That completely went. My sleep quality was better, but I didn't need as much sleep. So normally I was a sort of an 8-hour a night. 5 hours, boom, I'm good. And I think the most amazing thing was the migraines almost went straight away. Okay, to the point, I think I can't remember the exact numbers, but yeah, I think I had one in about 12 weeks or something like that. So from having 6 a month to one in 12 weeks, I'm like, I'll take that.
Wow.
And the best thing, body fat just dropped. You know, I've always struggled with my weight. I've always had to watch what I eat, and this I can sit and I can eat and I can eat and I can eat, and I get full, and then I'm not hungry. And so I find it easier to maintain a healthy body weight for me. And you know, I know not everybody would want to look like me, and that is fine. You know, but I prefer to stay fairly lean. But I also put muscle on. So literally I'm breaking the rules. I train 7 days a week. train with kettlebells. I have no machines. I've put muscle on being keto, and I feel great on keto. And I've had absolutely no, in almost a year, I've had no detrimental effects to my health at all. It's amazing. So a huge thank you for to Dominic D'Agostino for this. The one thing that I would say, that the biggest mistake when people say about the keto flu, that the transition, most people do not put potassium, the sodium and the magnesium in. And those are the biggest mistakes that people make, because when you go keto, your kidneys will excrete water and sodium a lot quicker. So that's the thing. So this is why it has to be researched. And I do know that I'm in ketosis, because I occasionally check. I don't check it that regularly now, but I would pop a blood keto. And my migraines came back when I got the COVID. So when I got that, my migraines came back because it drove my blood sugar, my blood glucose, due to illness. My blood glucose went up, and yeah, I got migraines. They've gone again. They're fine now. So yeah, so I'm all good.
Do you help your students who want to do keto? I mean, do you have some of them doing it?
I don't advocate it for most of my students, purely because I think it is very restrictive. And I think I think you've got to be really on what you're doing. So I would, depending on who it is, recently a lady I wrote a diet for, and she's on quite a high carb. I mean, if I ate anywhere near those amount of carbs, I would bloat with it. But she's great on it. And another lady have written a diet, and it's low carb, but sort of a higher protein. So people forget that protein can be gluconeogenesis, so it brings that on. So you won't stay in ketosis if you've got a high protein. So I get people go, oh, I'm keto. I'm like, not on that amount of protein, you're not. So yeah, the body will convert protein to glucose as well. So the body's great. The body knows exactly what it needs to do if you're healthy. There's a difference, and I think people get very muddled up with being lean doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy, and to me, the biggest part of any nutrition plan is your health comes first. And I think this is what a lot of people are missing out on, both the training and on the nutrition. Health seems to be down here, and how they look and all chasing the numbers is up here. And I'm like, well, if you're not moving well, chasing the numbers is going to go horribly wrong. And it's like, if you are not healthy on the inside and you're not doing a healthy diet, the results are going to be very, very short term, and you're going to make yourself ill. Health trumps everything to me.
Right. Yeah.
So, and which is surprising coming from a former bodybuilder. What we put our bodies through on the diet, but I always try to do it as healthy as what I could do.
So I would love to hear about that a little bit. When you started in '97, how have things changed in bodybuilding? I've never done bodybuilding. I admire it. I think it's awesome, but talk about the evolution, and are people doing things differently in bodybuilding now, or?
I think at the very, very high level, I think the amount of drugs that people are prepared to take is astounding. When we're getting the big distended guts, and they're even occurring in females, I'm like, this is not good. The huge amounts of growth hormone they'll take, the insulin, the T3s, and I have no idea. I'm completely away from that. And I think they tried to make the female side of it more mainstream, and it's got a little bit TNA now. It's a bit, how good is your surgeon? What's your booty like? And it's like, in some of the poses on stage, I would be mortified if I went back to doing that. I was like, it's not going to happen ever. And I think it's now, there's just so many federations. It's probably a bit like the boxing and things like that, and powerlifting. It's like these federations suddenly pop up, and you know, and it's got very watered down in a lot of ways, I think. I mean, you've still got the great federations and stuff as well, but you've suddenly got these elite whatever that I've never heard of. And I just saw a bodybuilding show, thought, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. I had no muscle on me at all. It was like, I just thought, oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. So, very lucky I build muscle quite easily. So, probably years of horse riding and stuff and lifting bales of hay and things like that. So, yeah, pretty good. But
did you do... How many years? I'm sorry. How many years did you do it, Claire?
I think my first one, oh God, I think I did it on and off over about 20 years. And I sort of like took a 5-year break, took a 3-year break. So to speak, hung my bikini up and then went back. And then I did a new show that was called Body Fitness, which you had a one-piece bikini, a one-piece suit, and you did a bikini round as well. And I did the bodybuilding where it was just, you pose that way, and then the figure was posing the more elegant sort of flourished way and stuff like that. And I think sort of like when I first went to the RKC, it was a lot of the people that were there frowned upon it because I was a lot bigger than I am now, and there's going, oh, bodybuilding. And I think they misunderstood what Pavel meant about bodybuilding. They'd go, oh, Pavel doesn't like bodybuilding. And it's like, you know, Pavel doesn't mind bodybuilding if you are, and his thing is, as long as you are as strong as you look. And I was pressing the 24. So I think, yeah, there you go. That's, I've never gone heavier than 24. I'm really not built. If I put focus on it, maybe, but I don't want it enough. I don't chase the numbers enough, really. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you were as strong as you looked. Yeah. You are as strong as you look.
I mean, when I see the numbers put that Linda Gomez puts up, or Queen Jin in Korea, and I see the numbers they're putting up, I mean, oh my God, you know, it makes me look so weak. In all fairness, I think I weigh 59 kilos. You know, I don't know what their difference is, but I just think these ladies that are putting up these numbers are phenomenal. You know, they are awesome, and I was just like, I wish I could do it, but I haven't got the patience to dedicate what I would need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, you are such a great example, though, of that approach to strength and really what it can do for a woman's physique. And and it's a message that I think is really, we need to get it out there more. I think that there's really just a gap in that still. I mean, we all know, and this is how we train, but we have to keep getting the message out. And because I'll be honest, when I do train people in my town and, you know, maybe a little online, it's still that mentality of, I need to get out and exercise and I need to beat myself up. And I haven't, if I'm not just laying on the floor and if things don't burn and if I don't hurt, then I haven't done enough.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
I think it's having that, and it's maybe an age thing that, you know, I've got to that age now. I'm like, yeah, I don't like to hurt, and I'll let you into a secret. And this makes all of my students laugh. Predominantly, I am lazy. I want maximum results for minimum effort. I hate breathing hard. I hate sweating. And a lot of women will hate me for this. I train for vanity. I like to look strong. I like to be strong, and I like to be lean. And yes, I train for aesthetics as well as strength. And if that makes me a bad person, sorry, you know. That,
that's what women.
But I don't expect everybody else to do it. Yeah.
But I think it's important to see that you can train for strength and have an amazing physique.
Yeah.
And we don't have to hurt ourselves doing it. So.
Yeah, I think it's like we have that thing that we need HIIT training. A gentleman I've been working with completely changed his training and took him off the HIIT training. He kept thinking, this isn't going to work. He's lost, and it wasn't predominantly for weight loss, but he's lost 6 kilos, so just over 12 pound, I think. 10, 12 pound he's lost. And not beating himself up and not getting injured and being able to be consistent. And I just gave him some diet guidelines. I don't agree with writing somebody a rigid meal plan because I know I wouldn't stick to it. I'm like, right, what do I feel like today? Steak, chicken, you know. And I think if women realize that they don't need to you do not need to be a cardio bunny. You know, the most cardio I do is the swings, which at the moment is very limited, and I always swing into recovery, so I'm not beating myself up. And in my 40s, I've got to say I am in less pain, I am leaner, I am healthier than I ever was in my 20s and my 30s, and I think that's the thing. My health, I think when you get into your 40s, you're training for longevity. When you're training in your 20s, it's like, I'm getting my booty on stage and it's got to look good.
Right.
Different things. So
yeah. Well, and the recovery is so different. Amanda and I are both in our 50s, and
wow, you look amazing. Wow.
Thank you. But that recovery part is so important, and it changes. I don't know, Amanda. I think that it gets harder, and you have to think more as every year goes by. You have to really dial in that recovery piece in order to.
Yeah. Like I'm a big proponent of sleep and naps, and I do a lot of active recovery, but I don't beat myself up at all. And I kind of feel the same way you do, Claire. Like I feel really good right now, you know, and knock on wood, I have not been injured in ages. And I just feel like I train a lot smarter than I used to, and trying to make, you know, my clients understand that that's the way to go, you know, not harder, smarter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's that thing of, you know, in your 20s, you think you're going to live forever, and probably a little bit in your 30s as well. And I think when you get into your later 30s, you started to think, and things are not feeling good. Then you hit your 40s, I want this to last me. I want to annoy people for a good 50 odd years more. So I need to be, I need to be in good condition to do that. And I think it's that, you know, you realize that you're not going to live forever. And I don't want to be, when I see older people that they can't walk very well because their ankles don't move, the feet don't move, and the joints, and I'm just like, oh god, that I just do not. I want to be that grandma that's busting out with pull-ups in the park. There she goes, you know, 70-year-old, there we go, and stuff like that. And I think that's the thing, is you train for not just longevity, but health. That if you do get through to 80, 90, I want to have it all up here, and I want everything to work well as well, which is very, very important. But I don't know about you ladies, but working with ladies, do you find that they're very reluctant to address hormonal health?
They don't know. They're not educated, and that, it is a big deal. It's major. And we're starting to talk about that a lot. So
I've had a few, not people I've trained, but actually just friends who've had some great luck addressing hormonal health. But like you guys, I'm in a small town, and so we have to go to other places to get that help. And right now, I don't think it's considered essential. So, you know.
No. And I think what we've got as with sort of our health, what we think of our health is we go to a doctor and we pop medication, and with every medication there is a consequence. You know, I'm not saying I'm not anti-medication, I'm not into conspiracy theories and things like that, but I think what we're confusing is that I hope that we need to address our immune system, our gut health, our hormonal health. As simple as me getting tested. Now, considering I eat grass-fed meat, I was B12 deficient. Okay, and it comes back on my test. I need to address my B12 deficiency, so they recommended I eat organic grass-fed meat, which obviously I already did. So I have to supplement with B12, and it's probably an absorption issue, but my gut health came back fine. I dealt with that. My DHEA was down, so I thought I was going through the menopause, and I wasn't. It was actually my DHEA was low, which was driving down my cortisol was up. So my cortisol was here, so hence my sleep was really bad, and my progesterone was through the floor as well. So address the B12, the DHEA, and feel great. So I'm not menopausal yet. I'm sure it will come. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's we had Karen Smith on not long ago, and we were talking about this, and yeah, we're all, well, not Amy yet either, but my testosterone was a 12 when I got tested.
Wow.
And the thing I noticed was my muscle. Because I can gain muscle pretty easily, and it sort of stopped abruptly, and I started losing weight. And I have a body composition scale, and a very nice one, and it wasn't showing any lack of muscle or any lack of fat loss. It was showing muscle loss, and I knew something was up. So when I went and got tested, and he was like, yeah, I don't even know how you're functioning, honestly, with this little testosterone. So we addressed that, and 100% better. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's that reluctance. I don't know whether it's they don't want to know. It's easier not to. I think over here, because our healthcare system, most people don't pay for it. I paid private for my test because our healthcare system isn't geared towards the tests that I needed. Right. But the amount of money that I spent to how it made me feel, oh my God, it was the best money. I would have foregone. I don't have flash handbags, I'm not a Gucci girl. I know you can tell. But things like that. This needs to last me a lifetime. That Gucci handbag, your flash holiday, your car, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if this isn't right. And I think, and I so encourage women to really take notice of it and deal with it, and get the hormones tested. It will make, with a good physician, obviously, that's somebody who knows what they're doing. But yeah, it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, and it feels like it's just the smallest fix too, and once you get a handle on that, it's like everything is back to normal,
Yeah, absolutely. I think I take 10 milligrams of DHEA a day, and it just changed everything. My cortisol levels now are great, and that's probably why I managed to put muscle back on again, because I had lost. I deliberately lost some of it, but I think I'm hoping now as well, because people are getting outdoors more and they're starting to feel better, that they will continue to do it even when they go back to work.
Yeah, it's so important. And I think obviously we're not men, we don't know, but I think men need to have themselves tested too. Because there's, they start having issues, and a lot of times it can be something as simple as a hormone test will shed some light on those things, and it can change their lives as well.
Yeah, I mean, their testosterone levels do drop, and things like that. And I think men are very, very reluctant to get checks on stuff like prostate health and anything. And I think they tend to leave things, whereas we're told you find a lump, you go and get it dealt with. And we have the test. I think we have, because we have childbirth, we have the smear, the pap test, as you guys call it, the smear test over here, and I think we have all these tests so that at quite a young age, and them getting the birth of children and stuff. And I think for guys, I think they find it all this sort of area quite embarrassing to deal with. And I think that they're getting more that they're speaking about it, and they're starting to speak more about mental health now as well. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the mental health can be to do with gut health. It can be to do with testosterone levels and things like that. And but it's that unwillingness again to address it and things. I think we tend to look for a medical issue that very often can be a lifestyle issue rather than medical.
Mm-hmm. And it's so much cheaper to change your lifestyle than to be on pills and forever and to have surgeries and, you know.
Yeah, we end up taking a pill. We take a pill and we end up taking another pill for the side effects from this pill, and the other pill gives us side effects, and it's like, oh my God, the only thing, like I say, I take is that DHEA, and I do have fish oils. I take wild salmon fish oils, and that keeps me pretty healthy. And vitamin D, I think that's I live in the UK. It's either raining, cloudy, or cold, so I take vitamin D as well. And I think that's another thing that many of us overlook is our vitamin D levels, which I think actually is on the COVID, going back to that, they're actually finding that a lot of people are quite low in vitamin D that get quite severe.
Oh.
So I think you and I are a similar latitude, Claire. And I find, and Amanda, she's in just like a hot, awful, steamy place. So, and I always say, well, my comfortable temperature is between like 58 and 68.
Yeah.
Any colder than that, and I'm freezing. Any warmer, and I'm too hot. So,
I was working in Brazil, and I think it was I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. I think it was about 30 degrees, and I'm with Fabio, and I'm going, I can't do the swings. It's too hot. I was in such a mess because I was like, and I'd started to dehydrate because I hadn't really drunk a lot, and I went to him, I'm a Brit. And then luckily the heavens opened at a big thunderstorm and it brought the temperatures down. And that was so good. I'm such a wuss with real high humidity and heat. I'm not good. Typical Brit.
Yeah, me too. Oh, wow. Well, we like to always tell you when we're talking about an hour, we have one more thing we want to do, but is there anything else that you want to add or talk about? I mean, this is really your opportunity to tell the world what's on your mind. So
I think the one message that I would probably give out to everybody, but I think to especially women, is strength train, move well. Don't chase the numbers, get good quality coaching, address any imbalances that you have, because it doesn't matter. When you're young, you will get away with it. You will get found out. And I think for coaches, every coach needs a coach. I'm very, very lucky that, when I was working with Jason, I dropped him a message, went, can you check out my Zercher? Because I hate Zerchers. So I put them in my program because I hate them. So I'm very, if you hate them for a reason. It's usually because you're not very good at them. So I put those in. And I just think because all these imbalances and things that happen will catch up with you later on in life, and you don't want to be that person that, I need a knee replacement because I have been moving badly for so many years, or I need a hip replacement because I've moved so badly. And it's like, and people go, it's expensive to have a coach. Wait till you need your operations.
Right.
That gets very, very expensive. Well, for us, it doesn't. we get ours for free, but hey, it's still any invasive surgery to me, I would avoid at all costs. So I think deal with your health first. Your material things in life without your health are worth nothing.
Absolutely.
Great message.
Yes, awesome message. Well, we like to end with a a little quick fire 10 questions.
Oh my God.
And you don't have to answer super fast. You can answer as long as you want. But I'm going to ask you here. And so the first one is, what is your favorite color?
Black. Which is not really a color, but yeah, black.
You like heavy metal, right?
Oh yeah.
Your favorite meal?
Steak.
Super. Or last book you've read?
What's it called? This Is Gonna Hurt. This Is Gonna Hurt is about it's to do with the doctor. It's very interesting. It's very funny as well. So Adam Kay. It's very worth a read.
Awesome. Your favorite band or style of music?
Metal. I would go between. It would be Metallica or Aerosmith.
Awesome. Great. I had Mike Sousa give us a primer on heavy metal.
Oh, I love Mike. He's so funny. He came to teach over here with us.
Yeah.
He wants to do another one just about that.
Yeah. Just about metal.
Yeah. I like that one. Did you see him in the mosh pit when he went into the mosh pit?
Yeah.
And these guys would run into him. They literally bounced off him.
Yeah.
He told us why too. He explained the dynamics of being in the mosh pit and what it took to survive it. Yeah. And he's like, I can go into great detail on this.
Yeah.
I went in the mosh pit once, and I think it was at Donington Monsters of Rock. And I think I partook of a few drinks at the time, a few days ago. So I think I was fine. But I've never done it again.
Yeah. Okay. What was the last movie you watched?
Oh my God. I'm shocking at watching movies. I have absolutely no idea because I'm shocked. I'm not a movie watcher. I'm ever a disappointment to Brett Jones when he goes, what? About when he comes out with his sayings and his quotes from films, and he went, what film are? No idea. Sorry, Brett, I'm a disappointment. So sorry, ladies, I can't answer that one.
All right, no problem. Something you procrastinate.
Oh God, procrastinate. I'm actually quite driven. I you know what I put off all the time is accounts. I hate doing accounting.
Yeah. Common answer, yes.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Your favorite animal?
Dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
A hobby or interest the people listening may not know about?
Archaeology and history. I love watching archaeology programs and stuff like that. So Mary Beard, who's does a lot of things, and I used to love, this is quite embarrassing to the British, I apologize, Time Team. So they go and do a dig for 3 days, and they'll dig up something, and that's my guilty secret.
Oh, that sounds really
I'm such a geek.
Oh. Have you been on a dig? Have you actually ever done a?
No. A friend of mine, she did archaeology, and I would love to do it. I would love to do it, but you need patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not for me.
Right.
I just find the history of. I was watching a program the other night with a doctor, Mary, I think, or was she a professor? Mary Beard, very, very eccentric lady, but oh my God, her knowledge is phenomenal. And so documentaries on history and things like that. Yeah, such a geek.
Very cool. What's your favorite vacation place?
Oh God, I actually like the Greek islands. So I love anywhere. I love city breaks, actually, city breaks with history. And I enjoyed going around Chicago, I like doing the bus tours and things like that. So city breaks or Greek islands with a beach and swimming and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, and the final one, something people may get wrong about you.
I think people think I'm quite harsh, because I say things probably a little bit too directly. But I'm probably actually secretly quite I empathize quite a lot with people, and if somebody's getting upset, I'm shocking. I burst into tears myself, and I have to hold it together. And I'm like, a lady had quite that was on a team of mine. I won't say her name or her story, and she was telling me her story because she burst into tears when I said to her, "Congratulations, you passed," and she just went into floods of tears. And the last thing that you need is is your instructor. And I'm like, and I am fighting back the tears. So yeah, and people think I'm very, very harsh and very unsympathetic. And in reality, behind the scenes, I will go out of my way to help people out. Don't tell everybody that.
Your secret's safe. Well, I will say that that's something about the StrongFirst community that really attracted me, though, was clear back in 2014 when I started training for my first certification. No, I started in 2013, was the willingness of the community, which was pretty small at that time, to help and to reach out. And they want to see people succeed. Yeah. And that's why I've never left, and I keep going. And Amanda, you probably feel the same. So.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. It's a great community. Feels good to be part of it.
The snatch test, when you just want to do it for them.
Yeah.
Get there, go on. And it's that everybody's willing you to do it. I think that's the beauty of it to me, is that everybody's there for you. It's like tonight I'm doing a StrongFirst GB instructor social on Zoom. So nice. we're all hooking up and sort of like, we'll have a chat, bit of a social, and then see what's working for some of the guys in this challenging time for everybody. I keep in touch with most of our guys over here regularly anyway. Especially Megan Kelly, the queen of the swings. She is a powerhouse, really. For her weight, the 44 kilo swings are rocking. So I will be hooking up with all the guys about an hour after this, which will be fun.
Excellent.
Great. Cool.
Well, Claire, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time today. We really enjoyed it. It's been a great talk, and I'll have this up on YouTube today, and I'll get it out on, we do our audio through Anchor, so it'll just post to iTunes, or iTunes, Spotify, and some other podcast platforms. So I'll make sure to get you the link.
Yeah, and thank you so much. I was quite nervous about doing it because this is the first time I've actually done anything like this. So I'm like,
cool.
But it was absolutely a pleasure to meet you both, and thank you so much. And I hope I've provided some decent content there.
Oh, it was great. Thank you.
I hope to see you over there at that venue, Claire. I'm coming.
Yes. If it's going ahead this year, I'm hoping it's going ahead. You've got to come over. We have master instructors are coming over to teach.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to stop recording right now. Goodbye, everyone.